It looks like it's about 3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
Yeah, it just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1.
3.2.
This came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added.
Our entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building. Is what that is. That's a third building.
Well,
including
no,
the
but
Martin building.
it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work.
But it's
So,
not new.
I love this moment between President Donald Trump and Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Because President Trump is so used to being in the limelight. He's so used to making these false claims and nobody ever checks him on the spot. His misinformation, his disinformation, and his lies. But he's right beside the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. And so there they are, from that, just a moment that you've seen here. And President Trump from the beginning, he's on the pulled back on the meeker side. And he makes his 3.1 billion claim. And what happens? Jerome Powell's like, wait, what? And then, of course, President Trump thought, I gotcha. Because he pulled out his piece of paper. He gave it to him. It's from your office, he tells Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell looks at it and is like, you added a third building. Like, how could President Trump believe, how could you, President Trump, believe that you were going to get this past the Federal Reserve Chair? Seriously. And of course, President Trump says, oh, well, it's new. And the response is, it's been around for 5 years. I love that interaction because President Trump, his false claims like a balloon popped. His misinformation, disinformation, his lies just popped like a balloon, like nothing. And here's something else. Jerome Powell was not intimidated by President Trump being right beside him. He wasn't intimidated by any of that crap that President Trump always does in his press conferences. And he immediately corrects the President of the United States as he should. He is an instant fact checker. He's a scholar. He's smarter. He has experience, and he's an expert. President Trump has never liked any of those things in front of him. And most of the individuals that interview him aren't as good as Jerome Powell is at it. So, of course, President Trump, he's like, okay. And they just kind of walk out. An humbling moment for President Donald Trump. Now, think of it this way. President Trump is used to having individuals in his cabinet, like his cabinet secretaries, that kiss his rear end. How many times have we seen already within 6 months? They're sitting around him all together, or even if they're not all together, they'll say, President Trump, I admire your leadership. The next person, President Trump, I as well admire your leadership. I admire your go attitude. Then the third one says, President Trump, you're such a good leader. I am glad that I can be a part of this as you're trying to make history. The fourth one, President Trump, your leadership outdoes any president before you. And there they go. Puppets. And it's not that some of them don't have more education than President Trump, such as a law degree. It's that they will not challenge him. They will not correct him. Because they just want to be a part of, I don't even know what to call it. But I will tell you this, that for all of the Democrats watching, the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, just showed you how easy it is to humble pie Donald Trump. That's how that we can all win elections coming in midterms and for being president of the United States.